please tell me, are we live now? If this doesn't work, I'm just done streaming for the night. Um, but so basically, I am I'm using my old thing I used to use to live stream, so that's why it's gonna look a little different than for some of the new people, but to the old people, it's kind of a throwback. Um, but I had to change a couple things. That's why it took me so long. But we're now loading now. Good. So looks like we have Edgar O'Neill out there, but we can't show his feed. Um, but the main focus right now is going to be in Tulsa, where we have a severe thunderstorm that's producing um potentially in the wait, how do I smooth on weatherfront? Cuz I want to smooth this out a little bit. I don't want this to look kind of ugh. No single site. Okay. So you can see this just big wall of wind about to come into Tulsa. And I apologize if it's with the browser I'm using. It was originally the reason why I stopped using this, but I'm using it again tonight because we are experiencing issues with the. Huh? Why aren't you working? You know, sometimes I wonder. Sometimes I wish I had a way better PC than this. But we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for. It doesn't tell me. You can see it's right over Manford. You can see this big wall of a gust front right here. Actually, the gust front's now going into downtown Tulsa, so probably over. So probably winds in excess of 70 miles an hour could already be ongoing over here in Tulsa. So if you're over here, in the downtown Tulsa area, kind of anywhere in Tulsa, you need to be looking out for this. I would. Hold on, let me just smooth that out a little bit. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so you can see right here, this just general area that's in this orange box needs to be looking out for this little green line looking thing. I know it doesn't look scary at all, but this is producing probably winds of 60, 70 miles an hour. So if you're over here between Roma and DPU, you need to be getting indoors and away from windows. No, this isn't anything like a tornado threat. Sorry about this, by the way, guys. The radar's experiencing issues. It has been all day. Um, so yeah. We're doing the best we can. It looks like it's doing pretty good now. But this little green line in front of so now, do not get me wrong. We're still likely going to see quite some strong winds inside of this thing, but likely nothing compared to like the actual. Actually, yeah, you probably still can see what. This part of the line is not super intense in terms of like um where it's intense wind. Where's the RF, by the way? So basically, the worst of the storm is about to come into the downtown Tulsa area. Now for the people wondering, I do not think hail's gonna be a huge problem with this. If we're gonna see a problem, it's gonna be likely hail, or gonna be likely wind. So you can see out here right now, we do have an enhanced risk of severe weather that includes um, um Tulsa, Bartlesville, Medford, Ponca City, Venta, Miami, Grove. Yeah, kind of. This is genuinely, it's our general area of concern here, in the circled in this orangish. Not tornadoes. So if you're anywhere over here in Bartlesville, Miami, kind of this area shaded in the black corridor, you gotta be looking out. By the way, this is not how it usually will look. It's just buggy right now. I really apologize. But this is where it gets a little insane. We have a 45% chance of seeing damaging winds anywhere in this pink area. So even outside of our coverage area, Kansas City, Topeka, Emporia, Wichita, Iola, Nevada, Bolivar, in that area. But like I said, the hail threat's not super huge today. Now these are all merged into a squall line. I haven't talked about this yet. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Helena, Enid, Toywonka, and Medford. So let's pull that up. You can see here. Okay, so the worst of the storm is likely, um, like a wait, it's moving southeast. I'm assuming it is. Yeah, moving southeast. So this storm, Pond Creek, Lamont, Hunter, Billings. Once this is done with you, I'm actually kind of curious to see if this did anything major. I saw a little bit of hook action just to the west of Enid, and wow. Now these are some intense winds. Did they 70 miles an hour attack that? Because these are at least 80 in some spots. Yeah, 81 here between Hunter and Fairmont. So I would be destructive tabbing this on the spot. If this is actually happening on the surface, but it could be above the surface. But definitely, if you're in Covington, Fairmont, Douglas, Lucidian, you need to be looking out for 70 to 80 miles an hour when it gets possible, but also a little bit of rotation action by Lucian. Let's see if that actually correlates up with our reflectivity, and we could actually see a little bit of rotation action if that is the case. Yeah, actually, we could see a little bit of rotation hanging out over here. Oh, now you just said, ta-ta? We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is gonna be for Stillwater, so it's gonna be Kingfisher, Noble, Logan, Payne, and Garfield County. So if you're over here, you need to be getting indoors and away from windows. If you're over there in Stillwater, Enid, Still, Covington, Perry, Marshall, Orlando, Yale, Perry, that area generally. Did they tornado possible tag that? I don't know where the tornado possible tag would be on this because I haven't seen it. It looks like I don't know what's happening, by the way. Like the outlook is combining up onto the screen. Like this is weird. This is some weird action going on right here. I believe we do still have a severe thunderstorm warning over here by Elk City. Maybe I'm wrong. But we may be. I don't know why this is still up onto the. Yeah, reload. I just spilled water all over myself. Oh God. Hold on, guys. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I just spilled water all over myself. So like, yeah, that's kind of unfortunate. But not super wet, so we can still keep going. But probably I think Enid might get clipped by this part of the storm that Hillsdale is getting. So if you're over here in Hillsdale, if you have friends in Enid, tell them how it went before. Actually, it's moving east. It's moving southeast. So I think we should see nothing major needed, but we could see a little bit of heavy rain and maybe even some gusty winds with this storm behind it. My Nadiskakunga, Carmen, Aline, Helena, and Jet. So if you're in that general area, get indoors and away from windows. This could be producing some strong winds. Let's actually see. Yeah, nothing major. Yeah, it's being covered by some radar glitches, obviously. But these little areas down here by Marshall, maybe another one over here by Douglas. Just these areas, I don't like them. These could produce tornadoes as they move southeast towards Stillwater. I'm just telling that to my life. Maybe another one over here by Douglas. Okay. Sorry, I just didn't like that soon. But I would be quite watching this as this just big wall of winds likely coming down towards Stillwater. Even these little things in front of the squall line could produce some strong winds. I believe they did special weather statement that, or is that just for the squall line in general? Oh no, that's a little old, but it's confirmed that the worst storm is coming into downtown Tulsa right now. So if you're over here in Sand Springs, Lotsie, Hominy, Cleveland, tell your friends at Tulsa what happened. It looks like it's trying to kind of reach down and let me just keep that off. Sorry, that's copyright. Turn off Jason Cooley. That was an accident. I gotta close Jason Cooley. I can't. His feed's stuck on my screen. And that's really annoying because I can't be having that up on my screen. It's copyright. There we go. Okay. Um, but Stillwater's definitely under the gun for some strong thunderstorms. We do have a flash flood warning, however, over here for Ponca City. I don't know if we've seen any major flooding reports over here by MCOR Ponca City. Um, but still, this storm over here by Elk City could still produce some strong winds, as it looks like it once was producing strong winds. So especially, yeah, they did actually have this originally severe one. So Sayre, eventually Elk City, Sweetwater, you need to be looking out for this. But as far as I know, that's all of our severe warnings we have right now, except this warning. And even this, yeah, this is definitely a big concern as well. And so, areas in this shaded area, like, for like Benton, Craig, Rogers, Delaware, Ottawa, Mays, and Ottawa County, you need to be getting indoors and away from windows. So, Claremore, Prior Lake, Salina, Kenwood, J. Yeah, you need to be getting indoors and away from windows. As far as I know, that's all our warnings we have that I haven't read yet. But man, I'm just looking at if we're gonna see a tornado over the next couple. Even if we do see a tornado, it's gonna be QLCS, meaning it's gonna. So QLCS is a fancy word for squall line. So I think if we're gonna see a QLCS tornado, it's a squall tornado. It's a tornado that goes down fast, pretty weak, and then goes back up. Um, I think it might happen in this area if we do see one. And once again, don't be really super scared by that. We don't want you being scared by all means. Um, but still, these little areas by Marshall need to be looking out for potentially a spin-up tornado by Mahal, Orlando, Marshall. But yeah, these definitely do have the capability of producing a brief tornado. Surprised they didn't even tornado possible tag this. Um, but if they do update this at all, in any means, well, you'll be the first to know because we're watching every single thing or storm that goes up and happens. But still, this rotation over there by Orlando, there's so much rotation area. It's hard to pick up one and stay with it because look at Lucian, by the way. What the heck? There we go. That's the most recent scan. But this right by Luis and another one down here by Marshall and Orlando. It's all over. So if you're really anywhere in this warning, you probably need to look out for brief spin up tornadoes. What the heck happened to this severe warning? They have it. It's just not on my map for some reason. This is a perfect time to show you our current watches and warnings we have in effect right now. If boys, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch that includes many areas in central in eastern into central Oklahoma. So Oklahoma City is in threat for that. Oklahoma could get hit, but we do have another severe thunderstorm watch that includes Fairview, Helena, Alba, Freedom, Enid, Punk City, and that's probably the one that's capable of producing most tornadoes right now. If we're talking QLCS as well, then 100%, yeah. But this velocity over Tulsa, if we're gonna see strong winds, I think it's not gonna be huge strong winds. I mean, they upgraded to 70. Did someone send a report of that? No, I don't see any the radar indicating 70 miles an hour wind gusts at all. Let me find. Is it inside of that hill ship or is it inside of that? Oh, it's probably so. Yeah. Hold on. Let me pull it up a little bit more. Yeah, this is definitely when it came through, and they probably upgraded it around here by Cleveland. But it's still probably in the 60s a mile an hour by Westport and Springs, Tulsa, Turley. So still make sure you're looking out in that area. But northern Oklahoma is the main focus right now. If we're gonna see severe thunderstorms right now, it's gonna be in this particular area. Let me connect the dots here. And they're all moving in basically a southeasterly direction. So we put little tracks on that, particularly like how am I supposed to do this? Like, so if I like, boom. So, but probably if they're moving southeast, they're probably gonna be impacting Muskogee, Okmulgee, Henrietta, Ephrata, Stigler, Sallisaw, and Tahlequah pretty soon actually. So I would be starting to be a little weather aware over there because these things are coming at forward speeds of 45 miles an hour. Is the same speed up here? 45. Okay, so they're all moving at 45 miles an hour, correct? this is moving at 55. So we'll do a little bit of tracks for both of these. Let me just pull up. You know what? I'll do. How am I supposed to do this? Oh, only just like MRS. There we go. I'm pulling this up on MRS, and then we're gonna do a little track. Is that a new warning they just issued? That severe thunderstorm warning continues. What's this? Oh, that's separate. Never mind. We're not looking at low level rotation. We're looking at base reflectivity. But it looks like we'll do. Then we'll do a shebang. Ooh. Wait, why didn't that appear for me? We're not going at 100 miles an hour. That's weird. So this is supposed to be, huh? Hello? Okay, you know it's not working. But this is kind of a view of Oklahoma right now. So basically the whole state's likely gonna get in on some rain tonight. And particularly in the Altus area, this might be actually kind of nice. I don't know how much exactly of a drought Oklahoma's in right now in this area. I haven't been paying attention to anything like that. But if we are in a drought down there, that actually will be kind of nice because Altus could see a little steady rain, and that's kind of what we need. So that's gonna be kind of nice. But anywhere to the southeast of Tulsa, probably it's not the rain we need. It's gonna be the different rain. So Medford, Ponca City. So honestly, if I had to clear people, Bartlesville is done. Ponca City is done with the severe weather, but flash flooding will still be an issue. So what did they do? Oh, so we're actually not even seeing a severe warning on this as it goes towards Okmulgee. You do have a new special weather statement. This is by the National Weather Service in Tulsa. So Broken Arrow, Owasso, Olino, Haskell, Boynton, Okmulgee, Welty, Boley, and Bristow, going all the way down into Muskogee. You guys are likely going to see severe storms or see strong winds, but we're rather unsure if it will quite meet the severe mark. 45 miles. There we go. 45. So it looks like the Pew and actually this is a little bit off because I can't even see it. But the worst of the storm is probably gonna be over Tulsa for the next couple of minutes. So let me just pulling up. Do. Okay. But we still do have a severe thunderstorm warning, but they're maybe pushing it back down to special weather statement. Then if that is the case, we might switch over to a focus over here for this area as well, because this area is gonna have a whole nother concern. It goes towards Stillwater. But yeah, this is definitely this is definitely. Let's see how wide the storm is. What the? Never mind. Let's not because it's not working. So Broken Arrow, you probably could still get some 60 miles an hour wind gusts. Actually, let's jump back to the high resolution radar, aka Doppler radar. And then we could go to velocity and see where our strong winds are, like according to radar. Yeah, so 37 miles an hour here. 40 maybe somewhere in this area by Lotsy and Kellyville. Well, a bit more the brighter greens are. That's probably why we're gonna see a little bit of stronger winds. But that's why we're watching this area up here. Look, let me pull up the closest radar as well, and then we'll get a little bit of a better view of what's happening. If we still do oh my god. Yeah, those are definitely some intense winds if I've seen intense winds before. This is definitely still probably in the 70s of miles an hour as this goes right over Covington. So hopefully we don't have a whole bunch of wind damage. But Lucian, Marshall, Orlando, I know you guys are still worried about the tornado threat. I think it's weakening, thankfully. I don't think this is still rotating as much, but these two areas, just to the south of Marshall and just to the west of Orlando, this one could produce maybe a little bit of rotation, and it looks like it's now starting to fizzle. So I don't think we're not. This one's gone. This one's gone. Um, this one maybe very slow. This is a very slim chance. But even if that does happen, it's gonna need a lot of time, so it should be out of Orlando before it does. But even down here towards Mulhall, could be worried about this. So still, the QLCS tornado threat exists. Nothing in Oklahoma City yet. Oklahoma City is quiet, however, they are under a severe thunderstorm watch. It's 80% chance you guys will see damaging winds in that area. We do have a new mesoscale discussion. This is fresh out of the box. This is issued at 1:45 a.m. CST. Wait, that expires at then. Okay. So the rest of the damaging winds will spread across northeastern Oklahoma and northwest Arkansas through 6-0. So right, the Nebraska dim, yeah, two mature symbolic segment structures noted on radar imagery. The one is moving southeast, but word into the Tulsa metro area, while the second is tracking southeastward to the Joplin area. Both MCSs will likely remain potentially severe, at least for a couple more hours, tracking across northeast Oklahoma into northwest Arkansas. So basically what this is saying, the risk will probably continue over the next couple of hours. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning. So this includes our friends in Benton, Madison, Washington, and counties in Arkansas. But the areas in our area are Southern Craig, Rogers, and Delaware, Mays, Adair, Southern Ottawa, Northwestern Wagoner, and Cherokee County. So if you're over here in Tailhua, Wagoner, and in Ganola, you need to be getting indoors and away from windows. This part of the line's coming for you, and we can actually see here. Once this loads up, you're just gonna see a big wall of here. To see right by. Actually, let's see here. I see a little kink in the line, actually, trying to form by Langley. I don't know. This is, like, very broad, if that is rotation. Extremely. Yeah, no tornado there, but we might have a little kink in the line starting to form by Langley. So if you're over there, just watch out. But this even is starting to form a little gust rain. You can see right here, maybe potentially. But you can see just wow. Look at how this line just bends like that. So you just got a straight line that looks like it's moving southeast, but then this line just kind of curves, like does a weird bend. It moves, it just turns eastward. So Inganola Moody's tail cross Stillwell could get hit twice potentially, and that's just not good for potentially flooding as well. They don't have a severe thunderstorm warning anymore over here. Yeah, they do. They do. I just don't know why it's not popping up. No, not that. Is it this one? No, that's the one for Tulsa. Our warnings are not popping up. That's our new one. What about this one? Yeah, it's this one. Okay. So if you're over here, it's Stillwater, Enid. Continue preparing for this. Is coming in on you guys. So Ingalls, but Lucian, Red Rock, or Billings, Red Rock, Hunter. Tell us how this actually went. We were curious. But you can see as we get closer to the radar, it looks a bit more higher presentation. It looks more like we haven't smoothed out the radar, but look at this. This could be a real flooding threat for areas like Pond Creek. So it's still raining. Yeah, this actually, we could see a flooding threat for Pond Creek, because it looks like this first squall line came through, dropped a whole bunch of rain onto the ground, and it's still raining right now. Just it's kind of let up. But look at this, another thing's coming after that. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a new flash flood warning for Jefferson Pond Creek in that general area. But it's definitely rained a lot. First, Pond Creek has definitely been hit multiple times. First by that gust front for uncertain. Oh, let's just actually see here. Do they have a warning for that gust front? Because I'm curious now. They don't. I don't know if the gust front's still alive. But once we get, so yeah, this was definitely a weak gust front. This part of it. What is this? Radar glitch. Yeah, but you can see right here, it cuts off right here. But even, what is this trying to form here? So many random things are forming right now between Perry and Barnsdall. So I think all of these are kind of moving in a southeasterly direction. So Pawnee, uh, especially this area for hail, that'll be a problem. But Tulsa, no warnings are in effect right now for you. Never mind, I spoke too soon. We now have a. Wait, what? Never mind. Wait, what? What? 12:45. No, never mind. They just canceled it. I thought I just spoke too soon there. But look at this. More storms. This storm by Freedom. This storm by Radon and Burham. This whole other squall line. But this general area right now is our main area of concern. But what is this? I likely could see severe thunderstorm warnings going into effect for a long time now. Going over here. Oh, this is delayed radon. I've been looking at the delayed radar. No, I'm doing delayed just so I haven't been looking at the right thing. But we did actually get a report. I'm reading reports now. We did actually get a report of 65 miles an hour wind gusts right by the Oilton area. So, with that severe thunderstorm warning that's about to disappear. But soon, I think after that expires, our main threat's gonna shift over here to Enid, Perry, Covington, Stillwater, and if not, that's gonna be this just Boeing segment. You can see right here that's Boeing, and anywhere Hold on, let me redraw that. Going to be more of a bit more of a Missouri, and Arkansas thing, but even that little area right here, some strong wind gusts likely now coming into Jay, Langley, and Adair. So if they're in that area, you need to be continuing to be indoors and away from windows as this thing's coming in. Let me redraw that. Hold on, let me just redraw